What's up, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? It's your boy Mel here, No Reaction. So today we'll be reacting to another video from Ava Pop Culture. Why Halloween was so special in the 80s and the 90s. As you guessed, no, it's not the same video I reacted before. I actually checked. He actually retitled that video, so I think he must have. Yeah, he actually retitled the original video, so I did the same. Just not to confuse people, so I'm guessing, okay, let's see what we got. But yeah, like I said before, I love Halloween. It's my favorite month, my favorite holiday, including October, my favorite month, because one, hey, it's once a year, you get to dress up. Doesn't matter if you're young or old. I know people say if you're too old for Halloween, hey, when I see like these documentaries about Halloween, you see all these people dressed up, doesn't matter if you're old or young. Damn. You know something? I kind of regret. I kind of wish I went to study in the U.S. instead of here. Because, hey, here in Puerto Rico, we don't celebrate Halloween. And that's the sad part. Yep, that's the saddest part. Wait, let fix the camera here. Okay. Is that what I'm saying? You know what time I messed up very Halloween with my friends back in college? But we only did, like, a dress up twice. One in 2018 and 2019. And then the pandemic happened, and but not until 2022, where Several Masters, that the college I went actually celebrates Halloween. We had like this costume contest, everybody dressed up. It was good, but it's only 2 years, which, fuck. I wish it was actually more, like 3 or 4. I might actually regain some up to 2 years I lost during the pandemic. Yeah. And some more memories, but hey. Since the university was a bit small, like literally, so yeah, you can't fit a massive group of master students, and most of the master students actually teaches during the day. So yeah, pity. So yeah, let's check out what Ava Pop Culture has, and go. Got my old VHS tape player.
You know, with the spooky season here and Halloween approaching,
Yep.
I couldn't help but thinking back to before
Is that
streaming,
Bob Billy
before
Barker?
TikTok, before you
Nice
could
shirt.
binge
I want to know where you
anything
got
with
it.
a push of a button. Back to a time when Halloween lived on your
Elvira.
television. October meant
Yep.
special episodes of your favorite shows, spooky cartoons, and late night horror
Garfield,
hosts
yeah.
that made the season feel like a nationwide party.
Godzilla.
So, tonight, we are deep diving into the golden age of Halloween on your TV. From The Great Pumpkin to Buffy the Vampire Slayer, from the Treehouse of Horror to Elvira and Joe Bob Briggs, we are going to be up all night. So, grab yourself some candy. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and we are headed back to when Halloween haunted the airwaves.
We got. Oh. Fuck off. Thank you. Hey, Garfield. Trevor Horner. Peanuts. Yeah.
Alright, so I've got my candy here, ready to go.
Oh, I miss that candy, the bubblegum chew.
And let's get started.
You have it in Walgreens, but not anymore.
And
shit.
That is 1966 with It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Linus waits famously in his pumpkin patch for the mythical figure convinced that the Great Pumpkin will rise. This was spoofed a little bit later, by the way. Meanwhile, Charlie Brown gets nothing but rocks in his trick-or-treat bag, and Snoopy drifts into a bizarre World War I fantasy. Snoopy and the Red Baron Love that song, Royal Guardsman. Melancholy, funny, oddly spiritual in a way. This special became the very first really television Halloween special that was appointment viewing.
I hate the fact right there because The Great Pumpkin, because remember, Halloween wasn't marketed back then until, when did The Great Pumpkin come out? Like in the 60s? On television, this became something big because The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, became the first to commercialize Halloween in the 60s, which it was never done. You got like Halloween spoof cartoons, but not an actual Halloween special. And I did a review on The Great Pumpkin back in, I think it was around 2022 or 2023 on that, which, hey, still people still watch it. It's pretty cool, thanks. Damn. That's something like gameplay. And when you see these Halloween documentaries, they always mention The Great Pumpkin being the one that hit the television market right there in the beginning before other cartoon specials like, like Rankin Bass hit stuff, Christmas ones right there. And I think their only Halloween one could be their movie, Monster Party. I think, I forget what it's actually called, Monster Party. But I know it's a different title, but hey. Let's keep checking.
CBS actually almost cut the Snoopy flying ace sequence,
Coca-Cola,
thinking kids wouldn't get it, but today it is considered one of the most iconic animated moments
Coca-Cola
of the era.
And
this kind of established us as having Halloween on our airwaves to share with.
And yeah, most of these, and it's not the first time, because this ain't the first time. Coca-Cola actually not sponsor only this one, but also they did sponsor, I think it was Merry Christmas. I think it was the Charlie Brown Christmas special. You know which one I'm talking about. The most memed one of all is the ending. You know which one. They memed it all. Like from Treehouse of Horror to recently, the one they pulled, that South Park pulled, was the one that featured Charlie Kirk. You know, the ending. Well, most of the gags were Mr. McKay. You know, the school counselor, when he joined ICE, and you have this twat, Naomi, what's her name? What if some gags with her having a mutated face? And Mar-a-Lago, aka Fantasy Island. Which McKay and Clyde, which he both tried to actually escape Mar-a-Lago, while Naomi caused fuck shit over there, which of course they fixed her face while doing the iconic, ooh, that from Charlie Brown, like Jesus Christ. That's actually pretty funny, but yeah. There's a man, why did they pull the episode? I don't know, because okay, you love him, you hate him. There's some things I might agree with him and some I don't. But at least he has a sense of humor than Naomi, because he actually liked the episode, and she called it lazy. I'm like, bitch, you're asking for trouble. South Park knows when somebody disses them, that's more fuel to the fire for them to make more content on you. So, heads up is on you. But yeah, let's continue this, because it's getting interesting.
Everyone else to kick off every single spooky season. Now, while everybody kind of got on the act, really Halloween kicked into full gear in the 70s, really next level in the 80s and the 90s. Back in the 50s and 60s, Halloween was there, but it was more of a one-night kids holiday. It was really the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, that kind of expanded it into a family thing. But in the 80s, it kicked up another notch, and nobody did special Halloween episodes like Roseanne. Roseanne turned the holiday into a full
back then before she went
sitcom tradition. In season 2's Boo, the family tries to out-prank each other with severed heads and sinks, fake stabbings, all that kind of stuff. It kind of really elevates in there. But by season 4, Roseanne and Dan started having elaborate haunted houses. The cast...
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another AI video. Today we're diving into Lovable. It's an AI...
The cast loved doing these episodes, and they actually fought to keep the tradition alive every season.
The Three
So
Stooges,
Roseanne's Halloween
Batman, Robin.
run gave us 9 spooky Halloween episodes
Damn, really?
that balanced perfectly the blue-collar laughs with the genuine scares, and it is still thought of as one of the best sitcoms to do Halloween episodes ever, and that really got underway in the 80s, and it was appointment television to be shared with your friends and neighbors and community across the country. But in the mid-80s, we also had some great animated cartoon classics, including Garfield's Halloween
Yeah.
Adventure from 1985. Now, don't let the lasagna fool you on this. In Garfield's Halloween
was a good-
Adventure,
this was a good Halloween
Garfield
special.
and Odie stumble into a haunted house filled with ghost pirates.
I know I have to pause it, but this is one of the specials I enjoyed doing a review on because, come on. I just like the open when you see the old man. Stay. What I'm about to tell you has not been heard by no living soul. 100 years ago, on this very night. Damn, that voice. I forgot who voiced the old man who told the story about the pirates. Which dude, I don't remember a Halloween special animated. They do like that. Like you have this old man with his baritone voice. At first, I'm like, wait, is this Christopher Lee? But no, it's somebody else. Like Jesus Christ. And this came out like in the 80s, so this is pretty cool. It's Garfield, like, you know, when he hears like he's sleeping and like hears about, you know, Binky commenting, time to get some exercise because you gotta be in great shape to get all that candy. And he's like, huh? Candy? Binky, where are you? Yeah, because it's Halloween. Shit. Okay, why do you gotta bring reruns like this? Come on, these are great cartoons. Now you can actually find these on YouTube, literally. I think I might do like a full reaction for this. Okay, I think there are. Okay, how many of you want me to see reactions to Garfield? Like, you know, they're actually on YouTube, so they're like, I think they're in public domain now, like the original Garfield special, because you actually find them on YouTube, even the holiday special. So, hey, how about we just do like a reaction to Garfield's Halloween Adventure during October? Huh? Comment down below if you want it. I'll check.
And really, this episode has a lot of atmosphere. I'm very big on atmosphere. This one kind of really puts you into that Halloween vibe. The ghosts are creepy,
Oh, yeah.
all that kind of stuff. It is a brush with real sort of animated horror, and it was a lot of fun. I actually still have this on a VHS today, and I love it because it still has
I got
those
the
old
specials on
commercials
DVD.
with it,
All
and
three
that
of them.
is
You
a
got
lot of fun.
Thanksgiving.
Cheers at the time
and
was another
Cheers?
big show. Even in 1986, they did an episode called Fairy Tales Can Come True, where you had everybody in the bar in costumes, all this kind of stuff. You've got Carla and Cliff, they're all dressed up.
The Mad
It
Hatter?
wasn't really scary, but it made Halloween feel like an event,
Cowboy,
even
pirate.
in a Boston pub. And that's the thing with Halloween and the TV appointment viewing, it can connect you wherever you were. And really in the 80s, that got into it big time.
So, who's next to chill
Alice
us
in
with a
Wonderland?
scary
Oh,
story,
Alice.
huh?
Well, I think I have a chilling tale.
Yeah, but it's cute when you wiggle it.
Before we officially kind of move into
okay,
the
got it.
90s, now there's no way I can cover all the great episodes and stuff from the 80s, from
Halloween,
the 70s, from the
Tales
90s.
of
I'm just
Horror,
touching on some
Charlie
of
Brown.
the classics that I love.
Star
and I want
Trek.
to share that with you because this is a shared holiday. But
There's a
before
scary-
we
there's
do
a scary
that,
special on Star
let's
Trek?
go and check to see if the Energizer Bunny still has the upper hand on Dracula, or if
Yeah.
maybe we can grab a spooky
Still
McDonald's
going.
Happy Meal. You remember the plastic
Yeah.
pails that were the height of luxury?
Chicken nugget puppets.
Let's go check them out.
In the laboratory
Europe,
of Dr.
1797.
Frankenstein, something incredible was created. The great taste of pure milk chocolate and delicious peanut butter.
Butterfinger. Was it Butterfinger?
Unfortunately, no one would listen. And so the world would have to wait for the two great tastes that taste great together in
It's Reese's.
peanut
Okay.
butter cups. All of us at 11 Alive want you to
Jesus.
have a happy...
Dude, I remember Reese's. No, Reese's back in the day with the cups for Halloween. Wow. Back in the day, it's like nostalgia. Now it's just. Back in the day, it's like wrapped in sometimes in tin foil. Like even the Hershey bars. Like I remember, I always see them wrapped in tin foil. Even the big ones. Damn. Those were good. The candy back in the day, I can remember the smell of the candy. Like back in the day, fuck. Nostalgia right there, literally. Even in the old watching Halloween specials, dressing up. Damn. Even the atmosphere, shit. Now it's just. Yeah, I'll keep doing the raspberry, guys. Damn. Ugh. We gotta bring this back. Come on. This current generation is about to go bonkers right now. But let's continue. Oops.
safe.
Oh, look at these old bumpers there. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful.
And now we are back from a few words from our sponsors. But you gotta love the 80s Halloween commercials, the 90s Halloween commercials. They all really pulled you into the season. You couldn't get away from it, and I love it. So we're going to have some commercial breaks, some fun ones throughout this whole video. But when we get into the 90s, one of my favorite shows of all time did a couple of great Halloween episodes. I am talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And that was already a genre horror cult show, so it kind of fit in with Halloween. But they went all in when it came to Halloween, and they made you feel that Halloween spirit. Starting right in the second season, they had an episode that was titled, appropriately enough, Halloween. Now, you've got to have guts to call something Halloween, knowing that John Carpenter's Halloween is out there. But Buffy wasn't just content with pumpkins and candy. Halloween meant all kinds of extra danger in Sunnydale. As a cursed costume shop spell transformed everybody who bought costumes from there into whatever they were dressed as. So Buffy loses her powers and becomes a helpless noblewoman. Xander becomes a soldier. Willow, an actual ghost. The episode gave fans a whole new angle on the Slayer's vulnerability, and they actually played off some things that were established in that episode for like the next 6 years. So it wasn't just a standalone. They incorporated Halloween into the whole mythos of their show. That's how important Halloween was in these Halloween specials. Now, they did another one in season 4 called Fear Itself, where the Scooby Gang, as they came to be called, explored a frat house where everyone's worst fears comes true. Oz, who's a werewolf, is afraid he can't control it. Xander fears being invisible to his friends. Buffy fears being abandoned. And all of that is created by a fear demon who literally can fit in the palm of your hand. That's the joke. Perfect kind of storytelling when you come to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Equal parts chilling and hilarious. It was so much fun, and it wrapped you into Halloween, but nothing like maybe the GOAT when it comes to Halloween episodes of shows, and that is The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. Now, I am an unapologetically huge Simpsons fan. This show started when I was in elementary or middle school. I can't remember. But in 1990, October 1990, The Simpsons kicked off the Treehouse of Horror, turning anthology parody into an annual event. This is still one of my favorite episodes because you have 3 mini horror tales. You have The Raven, which is read by James Earl Jones in just pitch perfect voice. You have in just pitch perfect voice. You have the To Serve Man episode of Twilight Zone, where you introduce Kang and Kodos, and you have a piece of the anthology that is based on the Amityville Horror, and you gotta love that. With maybe just a little bit of Poltergeist thrown in, but for kids and adults, because the offbeat humor of The Simpsons that kind of goes above the kid's head,
Yeah.
it brought families together to enjoy this.
Man,
it was spooky
this
and
came out in, like, in
atmospheric, but it
1990,
was
yeah.
still
In
Simpsons
season
fun.
2. Look at
30
that.
some
Fear
odd
the
years
Horror.
later, they are still going on with it.
Oh, yeah.
And you would quote
Keep
this
going,
at
keep going,
school
keep
for
going.
weeks. And don't have a cow, man. Don't lay a finger on my butterfinger. Oh, I hate Halloween.
A lot.
This was where it all started. There's some of my favorite episodes. There's no way I can even get into them all. I love the spoof of
Same
Dracula,
here.
Bram Stoker's Dracula, Bart Simpson's Dracula.
Godzilla,
There's so
everybody?
many.
King
There's
Kong?
a spoof of The Great Pumpkin, Charlie
The
Brown.
Shining?
So much. You looked forward to it every
Oh,
season.
yeah.
But as the years went by and we started to lose a little bit of that, they started to move the episodes after Halloween to fit the programming calendar of baseball and everything else, and it just lost
Yeah.
a lot of magic, and it's never been able to regain it. But those original episodes, maybe the first 10 or 15 years, are absolutely Halloween in a 30-minute episode. And while The Simpsons might have been great and Buffy might have been one of my favorites,
What's
there were
next?
countless
What's
other
next?
shows. Like I said, I can't name them all. You had Are You Afraid of the Dark
Oh,
and
yeah.
Goosebumps, and of course Tales from the Crypt
Yeah.
and The Crypt Keeper, that awesome intro on that. They
Yeah.
all got into the Halloween
With
fun.
music by
And
Danny
even
Elfman.
other shows that didn't have specific Halloween episodes like The X-Files, they found some episodes like Home that was later banned, kind of.
Home?
And they kind of put them on
Right.
at the
Was that
Halloween
the
season,
incest?
so they were kind of unofficial Halloween episodes.
Oh, yeah, it's
without
the
the branding.
incest one.
Even the original Star Trek back in the day, they had an episode they aired around Halloween where they went to a planet that basically looked like a living, breathing Hammer film. And that is totally awesome because even the networks realized if we don't have an episode that is just for Halloween, let's put something on here that fits
Really?
with the season.
What's
And
the
that
name of
just
the
shows that
episode?
everyone was kind of in on the fun
But
of
Star Trek came out
Halloween.
in the 60s.
And in on the fun of Halloween, you can't forget the advertisers. So don't go anywhere, boys and ghouls, because coming up next, the horror hosts who made Halloween an all-night
yeah.
party. But first, let's check in with Count Chocula, maybe Boo Berry, I don't know, Pizza Hut. Let's see what's going on out there in commercial land. Roll it.
Oh, I do
Hey,
enjoy
good
an
surprise.
evening with a little light entertainment. But when your
Nice.
video heads get dirty,
Ah, the
you
VHS
lose your
one, okay.
picture. Not a pretty sight. New
Yeah.
Polaroid video cassettes. Get the picture?
So watch your kids turn into the creatures they really are with new Paws Halloween
Whoa,
makeup kits.
That's old.
Tales. The most fun you'll ever have. Being scared. Creep Show. Rated R.
Now playing at a theater near you.
All right, we are
Creep
back
show,
with
hell
the
yeah.
horror hosts with the mosts, and it probably starts with Elvira. Cassandra
Of course.
Peterson's Elvira,
Elvira.
reigned supreme in the 80s with her movie Macabre, her Halloween specials were can't-miss TV. Me, my brother, my dad, we were not going to miss Elvira. She hosted B-movies that we all know and love, cult films like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Night of the Living Dead, all on Halloween episodes and had those double
wasn't that her
features.
back?
She delivered the puns that were sharper than vampire
Is that Spider?
fangs. She didn't just host movies.
Hey.
She was the embodiment of Halloween.
Yep.
And she began turning up in
there
everything,
parodies
like
of her,
Halloween
literally.
beer ads, calendars,
Cars.
even a Bally pinball machine that was Elvira and Halloween themed.
Oh, yeah.
She became synonymous with the holiday, and she is to this day. Elvira is an icon coming right out of the 80s, and she pulled so many people together to have fun, watching a lot of cult horror films that they maybe otherwise would have missed,
Oh.
and that pulled you right into the Halloween season. But she was not the only one, because one of my favorites, Joe Bob Briggs, hit the scene in the early
Bob
90s
Briggs.
with Monster Vision on TNT.
Yep.
It was Joe Bob Briggs on the Monster Club.
Monster Vision. Oh, yeah.
He brought in the drive-in totals, the Halloween marathons, and TNT's Monster Vision was a hit for me. It was appointment television, and around the holidays, especially Halloween, they would not slack off on the ads with those specials.
Shit. Speaking of ads,
T-Mobile
here's
es
a
el
boring
mejor lugar
one.
para conseguir el nuevo iPhone 17 Pro.
Blah, blah, blah.
Espera, esto es
Piss
todo.
off.
Especially Halloween, they would not slack off on the ads with those specials.
For 2 nights, darkness sets in. And evil has a new prince of darkness.
All right, ready? This is not reality.
This Halloween weekend, TNT gives you a movie lineup guaranteed to scare you stiff. Joe Bob Briggs hosts Hollywood Halloween all weekend long, beginning with Carrie, Saturday at 8 p.m., and ending with the Halloween premiere of In the Mouth of Madness, Halloween night on TNT.
You gotta love it. They leaned into the holidays. The networks did. The advertisers did. All of that stuff. It helped bring that monoculture that I've talked about before together. We were all experiencing this together, and that made it so much more special. But his drive-in totals, I've actually done some on the channel. I love it so much. We would break down everything from deaths to nudity to explosions, how many gallons of blood were used, all of that. He would have Halloween episodes. Like, he had one particular Halloween episode where he showed Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, Love It, Halloween 2, Phantasm 2, so he went 2 all the way. And he would drop trivia on you like a blood-soaked professor. He still does it to this day.
Joe
And
Bob
audiences,
Briggs.
especially around Halloween, shared that communal experience of
Halloween
being there
Horda,
with Joe
Hoda.
Bob and getting those drive-in totals of our favorite horror films. Meanwhile, over on the USA Network, we had Rhonda Shears Up All Night, and forever I will hear that in my head.
I heard about this.
Because we were all there to experience it together. And she served as the late night, camp double feature hostess for Halloween weekends. I remember specifically episodes where she did like Slumber Party Massacre and the Sorority Babes and the Slime Bowl-orama. Rhonda's playful commentary, her sexy outfits. She would come out in underwear and have like Jason sitting on the bed or carving pumpkins or whatever. She made even the cheesiest movies feel like part of the Halloween fun, and it just sucked you in. I mean, nothing better. You got some pizza, you got some Coke, you got some snacks or whatever, and you were watching Rhonda Shear Up All Night on a Friday night. Life was good. It didn't get any better. That extended some to the local hosts, like Svengoolie was a big one. You had a lot of them, and they brought the local flavor to it all. But again, it was this shared thing. I could get Svengoolie here nowadays, and that's cool, but it's old episodes. And, back then, if you couldn't get the big hosts, you had your local ones to fill in the gap or addition to it, and that just doubled the Halloween fun. Now, if you are still with us, that is a good thing, because next we are going to see what killed the Halloween TV special. Think you might have an idea. But first, a word from
our sponsors.
I don't know, whoever I can find. Maybe a spooky haunt, some scary candy. Big League Chew, anybody? I don't know. Maybe just have a Coke and a smile.
Been a while.
But don't touch that dial, because we're coming right back.
Good.
Count Chocula.
Frankenberry.
Coming your way.
How about a
Monster
for breakfast
today.
One of these free wax lips, fangs, or mustaches.
And what about
They just
Blueberry?
uncover the real you.
Wax lips.
I'd give you another one, but I'm not that kind of girl. So, nobody's perfect.
Wednesday
at 8, Channel 11.
Now, unfortunately, with the rise of streaming and all of that kind of stuff, as I have gone over quite a bit, we'll get to that later, these things started to change. We started to lose some of the things that we love, some of the things that brought us together, some of the things that made Halloween television and Halloween so special. So by the early 2000s, Halloween specials began to really vanish, and appointment viewing kind of gave way first to maybe some DVRs like the old TiVo and things like that, and then the big beast came. It was streaming and social media,
Netflix.
and networks stopped investing in spooky seasonal episodes. There were some shows that tried and had great episodes.
Yeah.
Friends gave us the one with the Halloween party where Ross shows up dressed as Sputnik and Chandler wears a giant pink bunny suit. Monica's throwing a Halloween party that spirals into ridiculousness. And then another one of my favorite shows of all time is Supernatural. And in season 4, which is early on, so I think it might have been 2008 for them, they did an episode actually called It's the Great Pumpkin, Sam Winchester, where Sam and Dean, because it's already a horror show, they discover a witch who's trying to summon the demon Samhain. Yes, I know some people want to say Samhain now. We live in America. It's Samhain. But with the high stakes that were tied to it and this whole apocalyptic storyline, they still had fun. There's those fun moments, those traditional Halloween moments in it, but they tied the Halloween episode and the Halloween season into their overall mythos of the show, and that kind of made the Halloween feel even more important.
They got
But these were kind of isolated. Gone were the days when every October meant countless sitcoms. I don't care if it was like Martin or Fresh Prince of the Bel-Air or later on Friends, Roseanne, Cheers, whatever. Everybody was doing Halloween episodes. There was even a Halloween episode of Quantum Leap, believe it or not, where Sam jumps into a horror novelist or something like that. But all of that just kind of started to fade away. The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror is still hanging on, but it's not what it used to be. It's no longer an event anymore. As I talked about in my other deep dive videos on how Halloween used to feel so different and how streaming ruined Halloween, people just stopped caring about appointment TV and the shared experience, and instead they opted for convenience and the ability to binge at their own pace, and sadly, nobody else was there to watch with them.
Binge at their own pace, my ass.
Missing the whole point of all these programs, these TV specials, and of Halloween.
Muchos quieren replicar el combo perfecto. Solo Wendy's puede hacerlo. El Biggie Bag tiene jugosos nuggets, papas, bebida y...
All these programs, these TV specials, and of Halloween. But there is still some hope because they have legacy and there's some chance to revive it today. I'm not saying Halloween is dead. The flame is not out.
Nope.
At least not all the way.
Bob Briggs,
Joe Bob Briggs, my man, is still at it with The Last Drive-In on Shudder. His Halloween specials are still incorporating movies like the original Halloween from 1978 or Haunt, and they draw massive streaming audiences. Unfortunately, it's streaming, but they have found a way to build a community together where they do huge countdowns and people get in online, the whole mutant family. They're trying to bring that together, and that shows you that people still want that shared experience. They still want that appointment to be there together, to talk about it with each other after they watch it. The glow of the TV, the campy host, the sense of occasion and specialness, it is there. Halloween used to take over the airwaves. Today, it can still take over our hearts if we keep these rituals alive and fight to preserve them and bring them back. Don't trade everything that is special, and don't trade all of the fun and magic of the holidays for personalization and convenience. It is more important now than ever that we find the things that bring us together and share them with each other. I cannot stress how important that is for all of us. So this October, maybe, just maybe, revisit Charlie Brown, cue up an old Treehouse of Horror, dig out an old VHS of Elvira, make an appointment to check out Joe Bob Briggs. Because once upon a time, Halloween didn't just haunt your neighborhood. It haunted your TV and your imagination. And if you ask me, that's one ghost worth keeping around. So until next time, keep your pumpkins lit, your remotes close, and turn on the porch lights and step back out into the dark. I'm Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
You too. Damn. I agree with it 100% because before streaming, television was better. Okay. When I was growing up, like, I was born in 96, so I was too young for video games back then. I was still a toddler, but television, hey, was right there. And I remember seeing the televisions. I remember seeing, when I was young, I actually saw the Treehouse of Horror episode back in, well, the reruns, but I felt it was looking like a cartoon, so I watched it. I didn't know it was for adults, but I don't give a shit. Damn. And I do remember seeing the old commercials for October. Fuck. It would be like for that. Even Disney bumpers as well back in the day, like, had that nostalgia when it comes to, like, original Disney movies like Halloween Town, Twitches, Nightmare Before, well, even other films like Nightmare Before Christmas and The Little Vampire, even Halloween specials as well. It would be like for old cartoons that came out like in the 80s and 90s, like Garfield, Charlie Brown. I remember seeing a Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown on VHS. I had the VHS tape of A Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. Damn. And other specials as well. Not just Scooby-Doo, come on. There are a lot. Even like, what was that became more like iconic, like when Scary Godmother. There was another one like that. The Haunted Pumpkin of Sleepy Hollow, which that one I like because I love Sleepy Hollow. I never seen the movie, but I did read the story when I was a kid. And Sonic, when Halloween Town, I've seen all the movies up to the final one, the fourth one, which was Return to Halloween Town. I remember that was a big thing back in 2006 at the time. Jesus, wow. There was I think The Little Vampire was the one that got me. It was a bit dark because to see where you see the mob up to give the, I forgot the name of the woman, the one they were looking, the one that had the gem. And when they find their tomb, like they have stakes in their hearts. Yeah. And the fact their bodies are still intact after centuries, wow. It's starting to pull out a Batman vs. Dracula, like, oops, bullet fall, and they woke up. They got revived. But seriously, they were like Under Wraps, My Mom Dated a Vampire, fuck. But including the Halloween special for each, like the Proud Family, Sweet Life Zack and Cody, Lizzie McGuire, Even Stevens, House of Mouse. Anybody? A lot. Even the other shows when I was a little kid, like from Playhouse Disney. Yeah, before it was called Disney Junior. It was called Playhouse Disney when I was a kid. When I was very young. I remember seeing there was one for Madeline. Oh yeah. One for JoJo Circus. The clown girl. The claymation one, stop motion one. Bear in the Big Blue House. Out of the Box, damn. PB&J Otter, Roly Poly Oly, damn. That was my favorite because it was a pumpkin god. What's his name? Ookie Spooky? Damn. Shit. There's a lot. Fun. Damn. They keep trying new stuff, but that's interesting. The old ones, they have more a hold in nostalgia back when we were growing up. Fuck. Not just that, there were others as well. I'm trying to remember. Damn. It's not easy, but hey, there are a lot. I think Nickelodeon did well as well, but Rugrats. They did like a couple of Halloween specials. Fuck. Arthur, yeah, I remember Arthur. I think I remember they did a Halloween special where there's like a Halloween party. That's costume. They were real ghosts. Fuck. That was pretty awesome. PBS also got a cool Halloween special, like with Arthur, Clifford as well. What else? Hey Arnold, of course. Well, Hey Arnold had some episodes that were not Halloween folk, though. They only had one Halloween episode that mostly involved aliens. But the others, like, they have some scary ones that should have been Halloween episodes, like the Haunted Train, the Ghost, was it the Haunted Cabbie? The Ghost Cabbie? And of course, the Ghost Bride. Yeah, it's the most, like, overrated one, but it's still a popular one because of the ending where Curly thinks, wait, hey, someone help me? Nope, it's her. Damn. Even Cartoon Network, you have some good ones. Even when they brought Goosebumps to Cartoon Network back in, I think it was around 2005 or 2006, because during that time, it's when they were promoting the TV film of The Haunted Hour. Before the series, you had this movie, which I read out in the marathons for Goosebumps. Wow. Fuck. I read out the bumpers for Goosebumps back in, I think it was 2006 or 2005. Like, Goosebumps, only on Cartoon Network. Not like the iconic logo, it's like the red blush one. Like, oh, damn. Those are for October. And I think they stopped airing Goosebumps on Cartoon Network around the 2010s, because I remember seeing Goosebumps like around later on. And if it was around Cartoon Network, or I think the hub was still began around the 2010s, so they were showing Goosebumps and the Haunted Hour. I remember that because I was taking like after school programs, and when I get home, hey, it's always on. I put it on. And yeah, it was around on Cartoon Network as well, including specials as well. Shit, those were the only good ones during October. And I remember Boomerang back in the good old days. Make sure, like, also Halloween special, including series that are only rare, like, that are not cartoon, like The Munsters and The Addams Family, both the live action and the cartoon one during October. Even cartoon special, old. Back when Boomerang was Boomerang, like, they show, like, old cartoons, including Halloween specials, Christmas specials, Thanksgiving specials. Now they're showing, like, you know, like, the later, early adaptations of back in, like, from the 2010s and 2020s. Those ones. But not, like, the old ones, which, dude, if you want to put, like, those cartoons, like, they're good cartoons, but you create another channel that, like, called Modern Boomerang. You have, like, cartoons from the 2000s, 2010s, right there. And leave the OG Boomerang with the original style, like the old school way. Huh? Damn. We're slowly losing it. But yeah. And don't forget, Discovery Kids, who never's Truth or Scare, huh? With Buffy as the host. Rest in peace. Dude, I love that show. That came out like in the early 2000s. I remember watching Discovery Kids, like Time War Trio, Kenny the Shark. I think Truth or Scare was not the only one. There was one they called Fact or Fiction, or, you know, that trying to debunk if it's real or not. That kind of show, that one. But Truth or Scare, wow. Including the iconic intro. Whew. Let's give you, as a kid, it almost give me a heart attack. Like, the heebie-jeebies while I was a kid. Damn. Remembering it? Damn. They don't make those like they used to. But yeah, I think that'll be it for today. And if you want to see more of pop culture, you know, pop culture, hey, I'll leave the link to the video down below, the original videos of the link, you know. Because hey, we gotta give credit due. And subscribe to his channel, it's awesome as well. And if you like this reaction, give me a thumbs up. And also, if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe and hit the bell for more great content. And speaking of Garfield, I might do like a reaction to the Halloween special that I did a review. I will just do a reaction to the cartoon since it's on YouTube, literally. You can find like these old cartoons, Halloween specials from the 80s, and they're actually in public domain YouTube. I hope. Yeah, because there's some asshats who just like get a quick buck screwing people off. Like, I think I did, like, I upload the film, The House on Haunted Hill, the original of Vincent Price, which is public domain, and some idiots from Brazil try to copyright it. Say they're like, you know this film's made in the U.S., right? Yeah, and actually YouTube actually listened for once. But yeah, until then, have a great night, have a great day, stay safe, and peace out. See ya.